tribute to my brothers. We all know that I've been paying tribute to my children for the last several years. They deserve more tributes, but I really want to focus on my brothers and my grandchildren to a lesser extent.
You just make yourself at home here.
But I want to show you how cool I am. Now, Caroline spent a lot of time putting tonight together. Jack and Hyella were good enough to let us use their fabulous dates. So I would like you all to put your hands together for Caroline, Hyella, and Jack, who are in the house tonight. Apparently in the house means that you're here. I'm not quite sure, but I wanted to be cool. As I said before, I'd like this celebration to be about my brothers and my grandchildren, more so than me. And I would like to start by talking about my brother Norman. He left. There he is. 59 or 60 years ago, hard to believe I was here, but I was. 59 or 60 years ago, Norman helped us survive. And for that, he has my and Jack's love, gratitude, and appreciation, and will always. Norman's got some characteristics that Jack and I don't have. He's got a skill which I call bite your tongue skill. When he hears something that doesn't make sense, it's kind of dumb, he doesn't say anything. He kind of bites his tongue. Jack and I need to learn that. We haven't learned that. But again, as I said, 60 years ago, Norm helped us survive. And I would say that 52 years ago, or 53 years ago, Norm helped me get a job. But more important, he helped me fake it, pretend that I knew what I was doing, so that I could keep the job. For that, I am also eternally grateful. Norm has what I would call understated intelligence. Understated intelligence. If you ask him a question, he gives you a sage, smart answer.
Grandpa?
That's a characteristic that I would like. When I say Norm has understated intelligence,
Papa.
I'd like to tell you a little bit about Jack. Jack has overstated. I said before that Norm always has a good answer when you ask him a question. Well, Jack has a lot of answers when you don't even ask him. Jack has skills and intelligence in really diverse areas. He's an expert on politics, medicine, a whole bunch of other things. But my favorite expertise of Jack is his knowledge of how to raise children.
That's right.
The ones without them always are perfect. Yeah.
I said that Norm has good answers when you ask a question. Jack's got answers when you never ask a question.
You want me to tell you how to deal with this kid?
One time I was with Jack and he didn't know it. I was keeping notes, keeping track. 46% of the time that Jack speaks, he starts with the two words, you should. You should do this, helped us survive, helped me get a job, helped me sort of survive in my early 20s. After I survived in my early 20s, Jack was coming out of high school. Jack needed some guidance. Fortunately, at the time, I was at Montclair State on a work-study program, working to pay my $250 a year tuition. Fortunately, I worked in the admissions director's office, who had some respect for me. So, as a result of my pleadings, prayers, requests, he accepted Jack into Montclair State College. So Jack became a student at Montclair State College.
He skipped me ahead of a lot of people because of Rich.
The thing we're all so pleased about is Jack studied industrial arts. He was going to be a woodshop teacher. The thing that we were most grateful for 4 years after he started was that he graduated and he had all of his fingers in his arms because he was using radial arm saws all the time. He was going to teach woodshop. That was an accomplishment. He still had his fingers. So he gets out of college. He's a little misdirected. He either wants to be, for his career, a waiter or a male model. Waiter or a male model.
I could have been either.
He could have been either. He would have been a good. So at the time, I'm working with IBM, and I'm only a year into the job. But I have a little credibility. Egotistically, I was doing pretty well, but I was a trainee or something. Jack's sort of floating around. So I appealed to friends of mine in the New York office. See what you can do to get my brother Jack an interview. Well, at the time, IBM's hiring primarily Ivy League graduates. They're not hiring industrial arts majors from Montclair State College, whose grade point averages, I won't even say. Well, to Jack's credit, maybe a little to mine, he gets the interview and he gets the job offer.
Boy, I impressed him. I really impressed him.
He repays me in a week by quitting. He works for IBM for a week and he quits. Now, had he stayed there, he probably now would be a retired senior vice president with a $300,000 a year pension and $15 million in IBM stock. However, he would never have met Hayala had he taken that course.
That's right.
Yeah.
You should have done your
But Jack's foray into the clothing business, when he spurned IBM, is history. He's been successful. We all know that. And over the years, for whatever little bootstrap help I've provided, he's repaid me. Whenever he gets XL returns, he gives them to me. They usually only, the tears, the rips are small, they only are missing 2 or 3 buttons. And once in a while they have a little faded spot. But again, I appreciate all gifts. When I come to visit Jack now, he's eager to see me, not to say, how's your health? How you feeling? How's your golfing? He comes over to me to check my nose hair and my ear hair. He wants me to be well-groomed. That's what he checks. My nose hair, my ear hair.
I meant to talk to you about it.
Is that for your Christmas gift?
In all serious, well, he gives you kind of a... You're a good sport, Jack. In all seriousness, talk about my kids tonight. I wanted to talk about my brothers. Although I have to say that my kids continue to make me proud. Caroline's rehab from that accident are phenomenal. Most of you in the room could afford to read this book.
Written by,
And if you play your cards right, you could have the author sign it.
Sure.
Rick continues on his entrepreneurial adventures, that being one of the latest ones. My kids make me proud. I don't want to say too much about them, although when they were kids they made me proud. Now they're parents and they make me even prouder. Because as great as they were kids, they're unbelievable parents. And I suspect that Neil and Jackie would say they're also unbelievable and loyal partners. But I won't say too much about my kids. I want to talk about my grandkids. So in an effort to sort of highlight and pay homage, tribute to my grandkids, I made a little video of my grandkids, which I want you to see. If I can get Jack's machine to work,
Excuse me, I'm going to bypass it.
I put it in there. Somebody keeps taking the thing. This is